He said,
Playing because of that rule. That's why.
if I can play, I can play.
Nah. But we got to talk about one of the teams, that get the expectations up. And then the Boston fans slowly but surely end up saying the same thing. Can we get over the hump? Will we get over the hump? Is this duo the duo that we need? They've been balling. New coach. People have been talking bad about him from time to time, but he still got y'all at the number 1 seed. You got Porzingis finding his way, losing Marcus Smart. A lot has happened with the Boston Celtics. But it's All-Star break, post All-Star. Is this a lucky year? Humbly. Teddy, tell us how you feeling.
Yes, it is. Right. We are number 1 in offensive rating, number 3 in defensive rating, first in 3 points made, first in rebounds, and second in blocks, with the best record in the NBA. In the NBA chat, every time Celtics are about to tip off, you get that voice message. Best team in the NBA is about to tip off. I told you guys when Marcus Smart was traded that it was going to be good for JB and JT. And there's none of that. I feel like JT can actually take over games now. And this edition of KP, it's the dude's a freak. Christmas hat, dude. Yeah.
I knew he stopped. When he stopped, I was like, he reading the comment. I knew it.
You know what?
I knew it. As soon as he stopped, I said he reading that comment.
That's funny, dude. That's funny. I'll give you that. But this is the city edition. So just fall back over there. Go back to Disney World, Mickey Mouse.
Say hi to Pat for me.
Yeah. But yeah, this edition of KP, man, the duo of JB and KP, they've been playing crazy. They've been having nicknames, cookies and cream, this. It's just funny. And then the Derek White, he got on a little slump, but he's picking it back up. Drew Holiday is number 1 in corner threes percentage, and people earlier in the chat said, "Oh, let him shoot, let him shoot, let him shoot, keep letting him shoot, keep letting him shoot," because he's
another Orlando Magic person.
Yep, one of those guys. But yeah, man, I expect these guys to continue to be the best team in the NBA and keep this rolling in the playoffs and actually finish the job this year, because this is the best team that we've had in quite some time.
I got a question.
Everybody's
So are you not worried about health when it comes to the Celtics because of certain players like Porzingis?
Yeah, a little bit, but I think Missoula's doing a good job of managing that. So when we have back-to-back games, KP will play the first game, and then Al Horford will sit out, and then KP will sit out the second game, and then Al Horford will play. So it also depends on the matchup too. So
You hear that, Teddy?
Yeah. Oh man, Paki Khan Harvard Yard kid. But yeah, I'm definitely concerned with health, because sometimes I see KP go down with some when he got smacked in the face, and then he was out for a couple weeks. So it's dude, what's going on? It's so random, But I'm definitely concerned with health. But I think Missoula is doing a pretty good job of taking care of that.
That was my next question. How much do you trust Joe Mazzulla this year?
Oh man, you stole my question.
I know they doing rapper. rapid fire this young.
He's definitely gotten better this year with calling timeouts at good times. And I feel like he lets the players play a lot more. He definitely has more trust in these guys this year. And I feel like the relationship between him and the players has grown. So I trust him. I trust him this year. And I know that if there's a close call, I think he's like 30-12 on coaches' challenges this year. So yeah, I trust him.
So my question is that not question. I want you to like just brag about your team real quick. Missoula came out and said, "You ever seen the Spider-Man movie when you had different type of Spider-Mans?
Yeah.
That's who we are." Explain what he means by that.
Did he compare them to the Spider-Verse?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did.
Let him talk. Let him talk. Let him talk.
He did. So when he said that, I laughed at it because I can only think of that meme of like the Spider-Man just like pointing at each other, you know. Because there's nights where JT, like the other night, right, when he had 31 in the first half, and then there's other nights where JB will go off, and then there's other nights where KP will go off, and then White, you've only had 10 points, and then fourth quarter comes along, he turns into like the best player in the world. Like he scores like 15, 20. And Drew Holiday, he's been playing very well this last couple weeks. And I like the bench play this year too. So I feel like we always have one guy that's gonna go off that night, depending on the matchup.
Well, I will say this about KP's health, and just to throw it out there, because he was with the Wizards last year, and he did his thing. It was like a resurgence of his career. And what I noticed is that when certain players go to Dallas and they don't like the environment that they're in, they probably get in a new environment. So the comment that Kev made about KP is he's in an environment where he actually wants to play. Mm-hmm. So he's going to make sure that if he does get a hangnail, he won't moss a month. He'll moss a game maybe. But I want to ask a flip side of the question. Instead of Joe Mazzulla, how much do you trust your young duo going into these playoffs?
What was that?
So one more time. So instead of the Joe Mazzulla question, how much do you trust this young duo? Because here we are yet again going into a playoffs where there are heavy expectations on this team. How much do you trust them this year than you did last year?
I trust them more this year than I did last year, if they're both healthy, because it's like there's nights where JT will take over, and then like JB he'll feed him, right? He'll feed him the ball, and then like they have a better understanding of each other's game this year, and there's not like JB's trying to take over, and then there's not Marcus Smart chucking up threes like crazy. So I trust him a lot this year, more than I did last year. And Jaylen Brown's assists have been going up this year too. So I feel like they trust each other more as well.
Okay. I can see that. I see the dynamic has shifted. That was my last question, guys. Do you have any?
I do think that, like you said, Marcus Smart was a good thing because he was that vocal leader. And it's funny because I tell Celtics fans this all the time. That's for you, Teddy. All right, so what about to say? So
how you know it was Teddy?
Oh, I watch BWC
because I'm on mute.
I watch BWC.
I'm talking about for the new listeners. They probably like somebody.
It's funny
because down on Teddy.
It's funny because I had the same issue, and I made a video on Instagram, and somebody spazzed in my comments. It was like, turn that LMF thing. I'm like, God. So All right, my bad. I went to go change it right away. I was like, oh,
People be bad for no reason.
it's funny. I don't know. Tell you probably did this too. I'm like, I'm gonna change it now. Open. I'm like, dang, it's a whole new. I gotta buy a whole new battery. I ain't got this battery.
I kind of like that because that lets me know you still like part of the struggle with me. Like it brings me down to earth. I listen to Ocho Cinco. His battery beep all the time. I'm like it's a common thing.
Yeah,
right?
but you know, you got guys that's like, I don't know. They just, yeah. I guess Babe's one of them guys. Right? But I thought Marcus, like you said, Marcus Smart. Now I look back at it, 2020 is always, hindsight, right? So looking at Marcus Smart being gone, he was your vocal leader, right? So now it forced Tatum to be that vocal leader, and I heard that Tatum has a group that he created with the starting five, or I forgot what it's called, like something. He created a group just with the starting five meets, whatever. And so when him being that leader, when you're a leader, you gotta live what you say. But when you're not the leader, you know what I mean? You can always slide. So the fact that Tatum is that vocal leader, he's the one that's telling guys we gotta do this, then that puts more pressure on him to actually do what he's telling y'all to do. So that might be that thing that gets y'all over the hump, because I do think in the past he lacks intangibles in big moments, so maybe that'll get y'all over the hump. We'll see.
Not that word, anything but that word. We gotta go off of that. You about to start a whole nother debate.
What, intangibles?
Yeah.
I threw out there because Blaze in the comment.
I do agree that his leadership definitely needed to step up in order for them to get over the hump. But I think the only other thing that I won't say worry me, because I don't care about the Celtics winning or not. But the only thing that should give the Celtics some caution is if it's their turnovers. Are they going to revert back to that when it comes to playoff time? Because we've seen in games this year where they've turned the ball over in the same fashion that they did last year. So I think that's what they need to fix when it comes to playoff time.
What worried me is the NCAA tournament. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all lost the page. I was like, oh, here we go.
I feel like this year with the turnovers, like it's when we're up by like 23. Like the other night we were up 23 against the Nets, and then we let them come back. Right. Same thing that Heat game the other day. Like we just play, like we take our foot off the gas. We start playing like crazy, and that's one thing that annoys me in that third quarter. Man, it's.
I'd say the Bills, 49ers maybe.
Didn't the Nets come back on y'all last year?
Yeah.
And Mikal Bridges went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
But we beat them the other day.
Yeah,
so.
this year I beat them. Yeah.
The second 50 piece of the season in the Garden.
Multiple 50-point game. I think y'all like top 3.
His first 50 piece was against who?
The Indiana Pacers. Welcome to Boston, kid.
All right. You already got here, Tomo?
Yeah, I gotta go because Dave heard me. I thought I was on mute when I made.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.